Friends are a liability. Julia learns this the hard way when she covers up a slur about her best friend with a beautiful, albeit illegal, graffiti mural sprayed right across the gymnasium wall of the Kingston School for the Deaf. Her supposed best friend snitches, the principal expels her, and her moms set Julia up with a one-way ticket to a mainstream school in the suburbs where she's treated like an outcast as the only deaf student. Out in the burbs, Julia paints anywhere she can, eager to claim some turf of her own. A tag on a sign, a piece on an overpass. But Julia soon learns that she might not be the only vandal in town. Someone is adding to her tags, making them better, showing off, and showing Julia up in the process. She expected her art might get painted over by cops, but she never imagined getting dragged into a graffiti war. Now Julia must risk arrest and expulsion to go toe-to-toe with her rival, or face losing the only piece of her identity that still makes sense. Here is a preview of Your Welcome Universe by Whitney, Gardner. 6 stencils in and it's gone. Okay, the tag vanished by stencil number 2, but I have a point to prove. I'm not covering up your scribbled slur with just anything. I'm making art here. I'm creating. I'm on fire. I've never thrown up such an intense piece. I was worried I wouldn't be able to pull it off in time. My arm flies across the wall, pink paint striping across the last stencil. It looks like it's going to work out. I chuckle to myself. This is what it's all been for. The hours of paint pen practice, filling up every inch of every sketchbook with tags and words and pictures. All my hard work has paid off, and it's all up here on the wall. I know I shouldn't be tagging the school. I know that. But I wasn't the first, and that mess had to go. Jordan told the principal that someone tagged the gym. She had to. The vandal singled her out, and word gets around real quick at Kingston School for the Deaf. I'm getting away with it. I'm about to get up. On my way to becoming an all-city queen of street art, I rip down the last stencil, take a step back, and admire my work. It's killer. You're welcome, universe. I check over both of my shoulders again, eyes on constant watch. I can't rely on my ears, so my eyes work overtime. It's nice and dark. I pretend I'm nothing but a shadow. I'm so proud I just can't help myself, and I text Jordan a picture of the new mural on my way back home. You don't have any proof. I snap at our principal. Don't lie to me, Julia. You'll only make it worse. His hands are big with stubby fingers. He might be hearing, but he signs perfectly. He has to, or he would never have gotten the job. I'm not lying. You can't say it was me. I know there are no cameras on that side of Kingston. I know there won't be any footage to review. I have all the proof I need. Look at your hands. I'm so stupid. I was being lazy. I'm going to need to buy gloves. Lots and lots of gloves. This was from art class. I sign as fast as I can before dropping my hands out of view and into my lap. I'm going to give you one more chance to tell the truth, Miss Prasad. Mr. Howard seems more agitated than angry. He keeps sighing, looking at me with droopy, tired eyes. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry. Let me go already. You've got nothing. He stares at me, waiting for a better answer. I'm not giving it to him. I'm not confessing to anything, as much as I want to take credit for it. He hangs his head and pinches the bridge of his nose. Well, what can you tell me about this? My heart shakes up in my chest like a paint can as he produces a cell phone from his desk drawer, the case dotted with red cherries. It's Jordan's. He slides it across the desk like some detective on Law and Order. I don't want to look. I don't need to. I know what's about to happen. And I know without looking that Jordan, my best friend in the universe, sold me out. How could she? The paint on your hands, the picture on her phone, you can't tell me you didn't do it. Fine, but I was covering up. That's not your job. Well, whose job is it? Because that nasty graffiti was up there forever. Not your job. We had someone scheduled to take care of it. But mine is art. That's not art, it's vandalism. I'm worried about you. You're not exactly showing any remorse here, he lectures. My face flushes hot with rage. He's not worried about me. He's relieved he has someone to pin it on. I don't understand what the big deal is. I didn't hurt anyone. I didn't destroy anything. I've tagged the girls' room dozens of times. No one cared then. You what? His face is turning as red as mine. So now, when I try to make something worthwhile, art even, you're up in arms calling me a vandal? Just tell me how much detention I have so we can all move on with our lives, and I can Zacto cut Jordan out of mine. I wonder how long she had to sit here before stabbing me in the back. She is spineless, so she's always asked me to break the rules for her, which I've done plenty of times because I thought we were a team. I bet all Mr. Howard had to do was ask, and she rolled right over like a David Hockney dachshund. The light by Mr. Howard's door flashes, indicating first period is about to begin. All my anger fizzles away, and I just feel weak, depleted at the thought of Jordan heading off to her first class. No worries, all smiles, while I get interrogated. Mr. Howard stands up and walks to his office door without saying a word. He opens it, and my stomach flips. All my bravado turns bashful as he ushers my mothers into the room. It's one thing to piss off the principal. I can barely look at my parents as he tells them I'm expelled. It's silent. Who am I kidding? It's always silent. But this, I can feel it. Like for the first time, I know what the word really means. It pounds in my head. Silence is the loudest sound. Ma doesn't scowl in the rear view. Me doesn't sign a word. I messed up. It was beautiful. Not a masterpiece, but I don't know, close? Didn't matter. Got caught. Shouldn't have done it on school property and definitely shouldn't have texted anyone evidence. Those were toy mistakes, and I knew better. I stood up for Jordan, tried to save her dignity. She cried and cried the day we discovered it, and when it looked like the school wasn't going to help her, I did. I helped her, and she ratted me out. I just don't understand. I get expelled, and Jordan gets what? Nothing. The expulsion was an overreaction, if you ask me, but that was the final straw, and the school won't be responsible for whatever mayhem. Really? I cause next. My first real piece, and I'm expelled. And now I need a new tag. Go ahead, call me a vandal, say I'm some sort of delinquent. It isn't going to insult me. It's not going to stop me. Please, this is what I live for. Silence. I stare at the backs of my parents' heads, waiting for one of them to start in on me, waiting for me's pointer finger to fly to her chin with that grimace she saves for special occasions. Disappointed. It never comes, so I kick off my shoes and rush upstairs as soon as we're home. If they're not talking yet, I'm not going to be the first. I crash land onto my bed face first and grip the quilt in clenched fists. I pound the mattress. What's wrong with her? Who would do something like that? She was the only real friend I had, the only one who knew me and my whole paint-splattered story. It eats at me, worming its way through my stomach and up to my brain. Neither organ can make any sense of it. And this has been a preview of You're Welcome, Universe.